So the next thing we're going to talk about a little bit is navigation. And so in Photoshop, there's a couple things to notice is that the very top corner of the screen, we have these three little buttons. And we have the red button, which is close. So if I click that, it's going to ask us, do you want to save? And I highly encourage you to save every 5 to 10 minutes with your projects because crashes do happen, things get lost. So it's important to continually save. Photoshop can, I think you can set up an autosave feature, but it's really simple to save. If you just hit Command S on the keyboard, it's going to bring up a little icon. It's going to say, what do you want to save this? And let's just say, I'm going to do a naming protocol here. So I'm going to name it exactly as I want you to name it. So Paul J. Moorhead project 2020. And we'll just put in the date. So May 26th, 2020. And just say project 01. And obviously this project will be the name of the project. So we got the course, Canon 260, thank you. Paul J. Moorhead, project, and then the date. So that would be a really nice way to name your projects. And I'm just gonna make sure, yep, it's set up to Photoshop. You can see we have all these other options. A lot of these we'll go over. We're sticking with Photoshop for now. Save. And this always shows up this window. I always kind of keep it checked. This is basically so that you can access these files with other Photoshop versions. And I just always keep this checked and I don't worry about it too much. You can also turn it off. And there you go. So now we've got the name of the file shows up here. PSD, that's the Photoshop file. And so we're going to look at navigation a little bit now. So you can see we have this window and it's not quite fitting all the way to fill our screen. So there's a couple ways to do this to get it to fill our screen. Like let's just say we want to work on a part and it's really detailed inside and we want to get access to that. In fact, I'm even going to open an image that we can work on while we're doing this so that it makes more sense. So we're not just staring at a blank background. And I'm going to work on, let's see, let's just do this test glyph Maya thing. That'll be easy. I like that image that I created. And there we go. Okay, so this is an image that I created, illustrated, and scanned in some years ago. And let's just say I want to zoom in and let's say I want to work on this character. So there's a couple ways to do this. One way we could do it is using the zoom tool. And we can actually see right when we click it, it gives us a little plus and we can just click to zoom in. Now if we hold down the Alt key, you see it turns into a minus and this allows us to zoom out. So zooming in, just clicking with the zoom tool, holding down the Alt or Option key on the Mac, zooms out. So that's nice to know. However, there's a lot of ways, other ways, even faster ways to do this. For example, if we're using the hand tool, which is hotkey is spacebar on the keyboard. You can see right now it doesn't do much because there's nowhere for it to zoom. Let's just say we're using the hand tool and there you see we zoomed in. Now it allows us to drag from this fixed point wherever I click on this image or anywhere on the screen, it's going to pull and pivot from that point. So it actually allows us to pivot and maneuver our space using the hand tool to drag, to pull and drag. So there's a couple cool little features with this hand tool. One of which is, let's just say we're zoomed way in, right? And the hand tool is generally used, but if we double click the hand, it's actually going to scale it to fit perfectly to the size of our window. And you can see right here, it actually says fit screen, right? And it shows us how zoomed in we are, fit screen, fill screen. So if we click fit screen, let's just say we're way off and we're zoomed in and we don't know where, we're lost, right? We don't know where we're at. So if we click fit screen, it's going to bring us right back to center. And same with if we double click the hand tool, it does the exact same thing. So the cool thing about the hand is the hotkey is so simple, it's just the space bar. So if I'm zoomed in, let's just say I'm working on this and I'm trying to clean this triangle up, you can hold down the space bar and you can maneuver around this with any tool, it works. You can hold down the space bar, let's just say I'm trying to select part of this image, and I'm holding down the spacebar and I'm moving around. And the cool thing about this is with the spacebar selected, if you hold down space and then additionally hold down command, it turns the hand into a zoom tool, which is really fun. We're going to zoom way in on this little stray pixel here. And so if we're holding down the zoom tool, spacebar and command, we can see we're zooming in. Let's just say we want to get back out. So hold space, command, and then alt. You see it turns this positive magnifying glass into a negative. So now we're holding down spacebar, command, and alt at the same time, and we're getting a zoom out functionality, which is great because then we just let go and we go right back to our hand tool and we can keep zooming out. And now we're back to a space where we can see everything. So hand tool is phenomenally powerful in Photoshop. It just really allows for fast navigation, allows you to get around and try different things. And I highly encourage you to play around with this and with your own image. Just play around maneuvering through the space. Give yourself about 5 minutes to explore in this way with these tools and this hotkey.